Guys, after Benson, we've got Max Immelman, Haguro, Queen Elizabeth, Nagato, and Holland. That's at least in the lineup. We'll see if we get there in the next 2 hours. You're welcome, Deadliest. So this is the Potato Smasher. No, please. Anytime we're covering your replay, you can always pop into the voice channel, ask questions, give direct answers. I think that's important.
Hello.
Hey there. Give me a second. Let me turn your voice up a bit. Alright, say something again if you would.
Hello.
Alright, I got you at max 200% now, and I think you'll be okay. Coughlin, I don't know. I'm just going based off of replays that I picked. Of course, if you subbed or you wanted to use Cover My Replay or whatever, we can bump a replay up, but, you know, that's the list for now.
That sounds good.
Yeah, you're still a little bit quiet, so if there's anything you can do on your end, Potato, then that's good. Otherwise, I can hear you fine. I'm just not sure about everybody else.
I think I'm trying to fix it. Unfortunately, for me.
That's okay. So, you're starting off. I want to talk about the lineup for a second. Your bottom tier, it's a tier 10 game, and there's a top tier 10 carrier on both sides, and you're heading to the most contested part of the map automatically. Why?
That's actually a good question. I was basically going with the mentality that the Ostergotland and the Jutland would be moving towards the flanks, because I was looking at the Z44's position, and then was thinking maybe the Jutland would also head there, or the Ostergotland would head there. Turns out the Ostergotland was in C-cap, and the Asashio, well, I didn't know what the Z23 was. That was the big thing. I knew the Asashio was moving. If I had to guess, he would be moving towards
Crow 1991
probably
is
towards
now
A-cap
following.
instead.
Okay.
So I just went with B with that notion.
All right. Crow, thank you for the follow. I know you guys can barely hear him, so I'll try to repeat some of the things that are being said. He said he went this point because he's looking at the enemy destroyers and trying to figure that they're going to most likely go off towards the flanks, although he's not sure about where their Z23 is going to go. Now, there's two things that happened here. Actually, three things that I would be thinking about as a bottom tier destroyer player. First of all, there's an Alaska there that's got radar, and a lot of times we like to see radar cruisers post up at the southern tip of B Island. So,
Yeah.
I will say you're kind of lucky that that Alaska has not blown radar. The reason I'm saying that, he's 8.5 kilometers away from you, right?
Yeah. He's got a 10-kilometer radar.
Exactly. So you're more lucky than anything else, I guess you could say, that he.
Yeah, this was. Yeah, I thought as well. This was pure luck on my part that the Alaska didn't radar.
So, the next thing is, why are you staying here then?
I was trying to. I actually have no idea why I was staying here either. Guess I was just trying to get some cross torpedoes on the Georgia and the Kansas.
Okay.
So yeah.
So.
And I fired, so hoping I could start some fires on the Kansas. Just looking at that, in hindsight, I just realized that the Kansas was actually out of my torpedo range. I should have noticed that earlier. I thought he'd be a lot closer. So basically, just went in there with the mentality that I want to start some fires on this Kansas, force his damage control, so that when my torpedoes hit, maybe get a permaflood or two on him, so that.
So you were trying to get those torpedoes to hit. Obviously, they're out of range. So they're not going to hit. You opened up trying to get a fire. So let's go back. I said there were three things that were a problem with you going to B. One was your decision about the Alaska positioning and lack of radar. Like I said, you got lucky you didn't use the radar. The second is the Jutland. Now, the Jutland and the Z23 are both really good cap control destroyers. So
Yeah.
I honestly would have expected one of them to go on to B cap. They've got the Hydro. Go ahead.
I was honestly surprised that the Z23 or the Jutland didn't come to B.
That's what I mean, right. So if you go there, you're going to run into them, and they've got the ability, both of them have the ability to push you with Hydro on, and you've got nothing but to run away as an option. So you're very lucky that this worked in your situation here.
Yeah,
Um,
I consider that this is pure luck on my part. I'll be
right.
honest.
Now, the decision to open up with guns here, I think, is a really bad one because you got yourself detected, right? Which basically tells everybody, hey, torpedoes are probably coming this way. That's going to get them possibly to react to you. More importantly, you've got two options now as a destroyer player. One is to back up farther, try to break that line of sight. Two is to try to smoke up. Either way, if that Alaska didn't radar earlier, now is his other opportunity to radar because he knows that there's a tier 8 destroyer that's really close to him
Yeah.
within radar range. Okay? Coughlin, I
Again,
see that.
yeah, this was really just, or like half the things that happened in this battle were just pure luck on my part.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest.
Now you're continuing to open up, and you are detected outside of that island. That tells you that somebody else has
Yeah.
a shot on you. They
Yeah,
can see
but
you.
if I had to guess, there would be the Ostergaland that was in C spotted earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but then of course, then there's the torpedo salvo. I was thinking I'd hit the Kansas, but then the Georgia just it's 5, I think here. I think he just eats 5 fish and just, um, no, he's really hurting now.
Yep.
I was hoping the Kansas would actually eat a torpedo as well. Unfortunately, they did run short, so there's that.
But at least you managed to get the Georgia.
Yeah.
Still, I'm really surprised that this guy is not using radar.
Yeah, this was something that surprised me as well, because if the Alaska radared me, he didn't even radar me at all. He was just sailing along, and he didn't even notice that, hey, there's a Benson within 8 kilometers of him.
Yep.
Shooting at him as well. And I mean, had I been radared, I'd probably be dead right now, because
Yep.
Alaska, the Kansas, the Georgia that just died, they would have all focus fired me. Even
Yep.
the Ostergotlands, if I'd been radared when I was sitting in the cab, I would have probably been shot at him by him as well.
Yep. So you're just extremely lucky that that Alaska player is not either paying attention or is unaware of radar, or, I mean, for all you know, maybe that Alaska player is running spotting plane or something.
Is he?
I got
That'll be
nothing.
funny.
Well, we haven't seen it yet. There's a Z-23.
Yeah. So I guess my assumption was there was correct about the 23 actually being in A or C and not going towards B.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's in a bottom tier match, so he's probably going to play more cautiously, which is, like I was saying, what you should have done. But hey, it's working for
I
you
know.
here.
I'm actually very surprised that it works, because I went to the center cap. I was trying to contest it and trying to get some spotting on this A side flank. I completely expected to be demolished within the first few minutes of the game.
And quite frankly, you should have been. So, you know,
Yeah.
like you, I'm surprised that this is happening. But hey, this is random battles, and in random battles,
Yeah.
anything can and will happen.
Goes. Anything goes.
And you came out of smoke here, and I kind of feel like that was a mistake as well, because obviously
Midway
you
came.
saw, yeah,
Yeah, the midway just
planes.
came right over my head.
Yep.
He did take out the Baltimore, which was, but you know, as long as he wasn't. Actually, I'm out of words for that one. When I just looked over my head, I was hoping to get out of the smoke and get into ACAP. I didn't even see the midway planes come.
No, you didn't, and neither did the Baltimore. Obviously, the Midway was planning on hitting that Baltimore and killing him. But the point I'm getting at is, at that point, there was no real reason to get out of the smoke, because you had shots on the Asashio and you were safe. So,
Yeah.
you know, I think it was a bit too aggressive to get out of that smoke when you did.
I think I probably got a bit greedy with that as well.
And again, luck. I mean, the Midway killed the Baltimore, which we knew he was going to do, but for some odd reason, he's just leaving you alone now that he knows that you're out of your smoke.
Yeah.
I would have expected the Midway to come right after you with dive bombers next.
Yeah. I honestly didn't expect the Midway to just focusing other targets as well, or not even come after me, because well, I'm a bottom tier destroyer. My anti-aircraft is quite poor, even
Yep.
by destroyer standards, and I don't have DFA slotted, and I don't have like he could have just bombed me, and I would have been unable to do anything.
Yep.
So frankly, why he made the decision to not come after me, it puzzles me at least.
Yep. And like I'm saying, and that was the other thing too. If you're in B cap, the Midway knows there's a destroyer there. He could have easily flown over it and try to figure out which
Yeah.
destroyer it was. You've got a Kiev, a Z-44, and a Yugumo. And you. Nobody's gonna do anything anti-air related. So, you know, again, lucky, right? You
Yeah,
lucked
this
out with the
was
Alaska, and you lucked out with the Midway.
yeah, I'd honestly chalk up this battle to half luck, half just. I'm tempted to just put this towards 90% luck, if I'm being honest.
Now,
Just got lucky with the Alaska and the Midway.
do you see what happened here? The Kerfer started turning right into that Thunder's angle. I might have at this point fired my torpedoes directly at the Thunderer instead of at what the Kerfers you thought was going to hit, because you have a better chance of hitting somebody if you go straight at the Thunderer.
Oh, okay. I was torping towards the Kerfers because I was anticipating that he would move towards on that course, and he would just sail right into my torpedoes. I didn't actually think. Actually, what happens next is he makes a full turn and starts running. I didn't actually think he'd do that.
I'm also curious why you're turning back around and running away now from the Thunder when you had the opportunity to just stop and smoke.
Yeah, I was anticipating that the Thunder. Well, I noticed that the Thunder was coming very close towards me.
Yeah.
Just sailing into my general direction, so I thought, you know what, I might as well just get out of there so I don't. Oh, he doesn't spot me and doesn't blap me.
Well, but you've got smoke. Like, what do you care about?
Yeah, I could. In hindsight, yeah, I did have smoke. I could have just popped it and farmed him.
It'd be one thing if you were by yourself, but you've got friends. You've got two destroyers nearby that can spot for you while you're in smoke.
Yeah.
So.
Chalk that up to personal lack of situational awareness.
Yeah.
I forgot that the Yugumo and the Z-44 were behind me. I thought the Z-44 would actually be heading towards B cap because was uncapped, and I think it was the Ostergotland toward the Jutland. At this point I was thinking, well, it's either the Ostergotland or the Jutland who had capped B. And I was like, well, I don't want to deal with either of them because they both have pretty good DPM and they can both kill me very quickly.
Well, yeah, but if you're paired up with another destroyer, then you've got a better chance of winning, right?
Yeah, of course. So at this point, I'm really just trying to farm damage on the Thunder.
Right.
And at this point, I noticed it was the Ostergotland that capped B, but the Jutland hasn't been seen anywhere.
Nope.
So I'm like, you know what? Let's just head towards B, see if I can. I noticed that the Z-44 is also flanking around towards the side. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go help out the Z-44, see if we can capture the Ostergotland in a pincer maneuver and take him out by the two of us.
So your thought is let the Z-44 go and flank and spot with the Yugumo. That Thunder is charging back in, and you can go into P-cap and try to surprise the Ostergotland.
Yeah, that was my line of thinking.
Okay.
Unfortunately, in a bit of hindsight though, I also felt that this would be a sort of a mistake because Jutland hadn't been spotted the entire battle, so I had no idea where he was. I had no idea where he was going. Would he be in B cap, or would he towards, like, say, the BC line around 5, 6, 7, trying to torp our battleships? Fortunately, it was only the Ostergotland that was in B cap, as far as I could see. So
Right.
I hesitated for a bit there, but I was like, you know what? It's only the Ostergotland. The Z-44 has him trapped in a pincer maneuver. It's going to be Ostergotland's going to try and focus down the Z-44. Let's just go around the back and see if we can deal with him. time.
Well, and that goes back to the comment earlier about sticking with the Z-44. I think if the two of you guys were together, you could have knocked down that Thunderer or the Kerr first, or maybe flanked around and gotten to that Ostergotland, whereas now you're in a position where if the Jutland was with the Ostergotland, now it's a 2-on-1 and you're the one, right?
Yeah, yeah, thinking about it. And of course, at that point, I know my prediction turns out to be correct. I figured that the Jutland was actually in the backline torping our battleships. So, and the a bit of a kill secure on the Ostergotland there, of course, swerving to dodge friendly torpedoes at the same time.
Yeah. Now, I would have thought the other. I would have thought that the Ostergotland was going after the ships in the back, considering that he torpedoed your carrier.
Yeah.
I would have expected him to do that, and I would have expected the Jutland to be up close and personal, killing the destroyers.
I
So.
honestly didn't think the roles would be reversed there. That's something that caught me totally by surprise. Like, why is the Jutland in the back line trying to torp our Georgia and our North Carolina?
Yep. So you got lucky again that that's the case. Now you're getting out of the cap right before you capped it. That's a serious misplay. I think you would have been better off slowing down and getting the cap first and then
Yeah.
move out.
Agreed. That was a pretty big misplay on my part as well.
Well, you saw the carrier and you had the foam in your mouth of, oh, carrier, gotta kill, kill. So.
Yeah, that's just the same old mentality. Is like, oh, I see a carrier, I must kill it. To be fair, he hadn't really bothered me all game, but I was like, you know what? It's a free 67,000 damage because it's a midway. Why not take it? So, unfortunately, I do get spotted by the planes here. Of course, then again, I've gone way too close. I'm within 3 kilometers of him. He has dodging more friendly torpedoes again.
Yep.
And now
Follow up.
now I've gone for the arm piercing. Midway misses me with the first drop. That's something I noticed. I think I got lucky there as well, because had he hit that, I would have most certainly been dead.
I don't know if he would have killed you with one shot, but he would have definitely done a lot more damage than he did. You're lining up again for him to do damage. There it is.
Oh, lining up.
So
yeah,
he was coming directly stern on, and you actually turned so that he was directly stern on to you. So that's what I mean about lining up.
Okay.
So you made
So
his job
basically
easier to drop on you.
I basically just gave him a free drop there.
Correct.
Right. And I just smoke up here so that he... I know this is a bit of like, you know, taking one for the team in the case of the Z-44. I smoke up so that he focuses the Z-44 instead of me, so... Because my damage con's on cooldown, and I most certainly do not want to get hit again by those midway dive bombers.
Right. Now, a better decision would have been, and I don't know why you're leaving C altogether here, a better decision would have been to smoke up as soon as you fired a torps on midway, because you knew he was dead. Slow down, smoke up. One, you'll be in the cap, so you're going to tick up cap points. Now you realize that C needs to be capped. And two, it's going to be harder for the midway to hit you, because you'll probably be in smoke by the time his bombers get on station.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And again, yeah, in my opinion, that at this point, yeah, that would have probably been a better option. But, you know, I got a bit too greedy. I was just trying to secure the kill on the midway. And actually, at that point, I think I might have been within proximity detection or...
Right, but the point is that the midway's dead. Like, your torps are going to kill the midway. Done.
Yeah, because he's stationary. Yeah, because he's stationary. You can't really do anything about it.
So, yeah, at that point, you're better off to slow down to a quarter, pop your smoke, turn away, and the midway dies. Even if you're in proxy range, you'll get out of it at some point anyways. And like Deadliest says, as soon as midway dies, you're not proxy spotted anymore, so what do you care about?
Yeah. But, you know, all in hindsight, I honestly think I just got really, really lucky with this battle.
You did. You got lucky the Alaska didn't radar. You got lucky the Jutland was hounding battleships for some odd reason instead of being anti-destroyer, which is what they should be doing. You're lucky that the carrier didn't care about you until you got right there, and even then couldn't do anything about you.
I mean, had all those things not lined up in my favor, this would have ended very differently, in my opinion.
And
I would have probably been dead within like the first 5-6 minutes.
Yep. And the Gumo is doing what the Gumo does best, which is just hunting battleships that are kind of sitting in the back corner and everything. So they were also brought out of the battle because of that.
props to the Thunder, of course, on the enemy team. I have to give it. He did do get 4 kills, and he did a pretty good job as well.
Yeah, he's a Thunderer. I mean, that's what they do.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and that's actually just something I wanted to say really quickly. You know, Thunder or not, anybody that plays the game good earns respect in my book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, overall, this battle that I played, this was just looking back on it with all of your insight. This was 90% luck and 10% just my own skill. I wouldn't even say this is my own skill. I just got really lucky with the the Alaska not radaring me, the Midway not coming after me with even rocket planes or dive bombers. Either way, he would have still wrecked me really hard.
Oh yeah.
And I got lucky with the Jutlands trying to cosplay as a Yugamo instead of the Ostergotland trying to cosplay as a Yugamo.
Yep.
Or the Ostergotland just Ostergotland things.
Yep. So
overall, yeah.
I'd give you the Forrest Gump award for that game.
Forrest Gump. Okay, now I'm confused.
You seen the movie Forrest Gump?
I never watched the movie actually.
Okay, go watch the movie, then you'll understand.
Okay.
He basically trips and falls his way through history and manages to do everything right.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of how that game worked out for you. I mean, it's a great example of how random battles truly are random, and you can't expect players to do what you expect them to do or what you would do yourself. So, that was fun. Thanks for sending it in.
Yeah, thank you so much for your insight, Zath. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
You too. Have a good day.
You too.